Hey, it's your girl, your Dope Doula Lisa. If you're getting this video, you are my client, and this is just a video to educate you on some things and another way that I can communicate with you. I have so much information I want to share with you, and if we can't get it all in face-to-face meetings, then this video is going to cover a lot of stuff that I like to discuss with my clients. So just a few housekeeping up front. I'm not a video person, so if I be like, oh shit, oh, right there, I'm a cusser, and you probably already know this because guess what? You're my client. So I am your Dope Doula Lisa that cuss, okay? I call them sentence enhancers, and yeah. Also, I am on a weight loss journey right now, so if you see my waist snatcher right here, just keep your eyes up, okay? Okay. Thank you again for allowing me to be your doula. I am honored and so glad that you chose me. There are thousands, millions other doulas in the world, but you chose me, and I'm very grateful. And with that being said, this is my calling. I want to educate you and just help you be informed so we can have the birthing experience that you desire, okay? And even if this your first child, you don't like, girl, this is my first kid, I don't even know what type of birthing experience I want. That's okay, because that's why I'm here. Just know when you get ready to give birth, it's going to be powerful. You're going to be in control. And that's that. So to get started, most of the y'all who are watching this video probably have filled out your birth information questionnaire, which looks like this. And if you haven't, it's 100% okay. We will fill it out together at one of your prenatal visits that I come to, like meeting with me and you. So I do this with mothers, and I do this with mothers and partner, however it fits. That's who I do this with. This questionnaire is basically for me, but it helps me be able to help you. And how is that, you ask? Well, on my questionnaire, it has several different questions, and the questions are basically, what do you know? And it's also for the partner. So if you have a partner, what do the partner know? So if it's something you don't know or you know a little bit about, then I go back and look at this after you fill it out, and I make sure that before you go into labor, during this whole process, our time together, that you are very informed on what you don't know. So you'll go in there and be like, honey, I didn't know that, but my doula sure did tell me what's up, okay? So because it's quite long, as you can see, I'm going to do like a part 1, part 2, and it's really for me so I can really start doing these videos, okay, y'all? So, but I'm going to do a part 1. So this is part 1 series of what do you know and what don't you know. So stripping or sweeping of your membranes, basically that can be done at your doctor's appointment. So when you reach, let's say about 36 weeks, and you start going to your doctor's appointments in your 3rd trimester, you realize you go every week, right? Bummer. They always want you in there every single week, and they really ain't even doing nothing, so it's just wasting your time, really. But beware, okay? That when they are doing a cervical check, if they do a cervical check, they can sweep your membranes. And sweeping of the membranes is basically just sweeping some of your mucus away, just sweeping away some of the layers of the cervix so you can start dilating and go into labor. Most people have this done, and guess what? You don't even know they're doing it. So if you're ever getting a cervical exam and it's hurting, guess what? They're probably stripping your membranes. So you can just be proactive and let your doctor know up front, hey, I don't want my membrane stripped. And again, they're probably gonna look at you like, oh shit, how she know that? Just, I don't want my membrane stripped, okay? And you can start saying this once you reach 30 weeks and start going to your appointments, just so they know, don't strip my membranes. Even when you get to the hospital, if you're in early labor and you feel like, you know, things are going to get started, just make sure you know, no stripping of my membranes. I want everything to happen naturally. This is my body, and knows what it's doing. So, again, stripping of your membranes is basically just stripping away layers of your cervix so you can dilate. Induced labor. You know, I don't like that, right? Unless it's naturally. Now, induced labor that's not naturally is Pitocin, which is given through an IV. It's also Cervidil, which is Insert it into your vagina. It's basically, it looks like a tampon. It's not as thick as a tampon, but it does look like a little tampon. It have a string, and they'll insert it in your vagina, and with that, it'll start your labor. Man-made inductions is not for our body, because baby, let me tell you, when you get that induction, it's gonna feel like you're dying. I'm just gonna keep it real. I had one with my fourth child. Sorry, I got 5. You already know can't keep up, right? But I had Pitocin with my fourth because a lot of background history, right? And it was horrible. At 1 centimeter, I felt like I needed an epidural. I thought I was dying. It was just so painful. But what happens with these inductions are your body is forced to do something that is just really not ready to do. So with that being said, if they're giving you medicine to force you into labor and your body is not ready for that, it's like a fighting, your body fighting with itself, like, okay, what's going on? We're not supposed to be doing this naturally, but some medicine's making me do, like, it's a battle. So our inductions, man-made medicine, no, a big no unless baby is at risk or mom is at risk for anything, and we have to have it. However, an induction that I like, sex. Yes, the same way you got that baby in there, let's get that baby out. So if you're tired of being pregnant, or you hitting 40 weeks and there's no signs of nothing, let's start having sex a little more often, okay? Because your mate, your partner's sperm thins your cervix as well. Oxytocin is very good as well. So just your natural hormones help you go into labor. Let's have sex, okay? Okay. Also, nipple stimulation. So I'm sure you got some big watermelon sitting up there because your breasts grow while you're pregnant. So guess what? You don't even need your partner for this, honey. Get you your 2 fingers and rub your nipples. It might feel funny, but honey, we have to learn how to please ourselves, okay? So, and it's not so much of the pleasing yourself at this point, it's really just to get those hormones flowing. So just sit there and play with your nipples. If you don't feel comfortable touching yourself, get you a vibrator. Sidebar, I sell them, so there's no reason you don't have one, okay? Back on subject. Get you a little vibrator and put it on your nipples. You know, you don't even have to play with it yourself. Just put your nipples there. Put your vibrator on your nipple. Or you can have your partner, if you have a partner, suck on them, lick on them, play with them, flick them, whatever. Play with your tatas, okay? They're there for a reason. Play with them. Also, another good induction is pineapples. Eat some pineapples. I ate pineapples with my 5th, and it put me into labor later that night. Eat you some pineapples. If you're not allergic to any raspberry, I also recommend red raspberry tea. You actually need to start drinking that your 3rd trimester anyway, just to start helping your uterus and everything get prepared for baby. So that's really good to drink starting in your 30 week 3rd trimester. Excuse me. Also, dates. Now, they might sound nasty, they might look nasty, but dates, to me, they don't have a flavor. They look like raisins, bigger, but they don't have a flavor. So those are just some things about induction and inducing your labor. If you want to go in labor, again, if you want to go in labor, you're not having any signs or symptoms, you're hitting 40 weeks, you're tired of being pregnant, let's do some natural ways versus the man-made. The next thing on the list is Pitocin augmentation, which I just spoke about that. That's when they're giving you the medicine. Artificial rupture of your membranes, that is really when they break in your water. They'll go in there with a little hook, pop your water bed. Again, your body knows how to give birth, okay? Okay, so we don't need all of that. We don't need them in your vagina at all, okay? If it ain't your man going in there with his penis, baby, tell them stay out your cat. Ain't nothing up in there for them. Tell them to stay the hell out of it. Sidebar, I'm a cussing doula. Wearing a hospital gown. You don't have to wear a hospital gown. If you want to be in your room butt ass naked, you be in that room. butt ass naked, okay? Whatever makes you happy, do it. Don't wear a hospital gown if you feel like, if I wear a hospital gown, I feel like a patient. Like, if it's messing with your mental, do not do it, okay? This is your birth, your birthing experience. If you want to put on some sexy lingerie, you put on your damn sexy lingerie, okay? If you want to go buy you a new gown to wear, that's what you wear. If you want to just wear a sports bra and nothing else, because you don't need nothing else waist down anyway, baby, go get you a cute little sports bra. If you having a girl, get a pink one. If you having a boy, get a blue one. If you love your doula, you going to get a yellow one. Be comfortable, okay? Routine IV during labor and birth, that just means they're going to hook you up to the IV machine in continuous flow. You can tell them you don't want to be hooked up. If there's no medically reason that you need to be hooked up, like if you don't need antibiotics or anything like that, you can have a line, because it's okay to have a line. Some people, you know, anything can happen. So it's better to just have the line and not hooked up to the IV than not having a line and something happens and you need an IV and they have to like do everything. So that's that. Not being able to eat or drink during labor. Baby, if my body is about to run a marathon and you telling me I can't eat or drink, make it make sense. The reason they don't want you to eat or drink is because they plan for C-sections. The hospitals always want to give a C-section. Well, anesthesia can make you nauseous. Pain medicine can make you nauseous. So they're just like looking at it like, oh, well, if you eat, then you're going to be vomiting. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's what we have throw up bags for, okay? That's what we have your nurses for. If I throw up, guess what? Go get me some towels, go get me some washcloths and clean it up, okay? So if you hungry, sis, trust me, I'm going to encourage you to eat. Now, I ain't saying we're going to eat a whole full steak and dinner meal, but if you need some snacks, some nuts, some whatever, you can have it, okay? Narcotic pain relief. So that's just, instead of an epidural, they might give you like some Loratab, some morphine, like narcotics. Everybody know what narcotics is. It's basically just a strong dose of medicine for pain. Epidural. So epidural will be inserted into your spine. You will have to turn and sit on the edge of the bed like this. And mind you, all of this is going on while you're having contractions. Okay, back to an epidural. So you'll be sitting on the side of your bed like this. Some hospitals will put a chair under your feet if you want a chair under there, and some won't. Your partner or your doula will be in front of you, and you have to hunch over like this and keep your spine out for them and head down and don't move. So yeah, what if I have a contraction while I'm in that position? Well, sister, you're going to have to and not move until they get that catheter in the middle of your spine, and that's that. So if you want an epidural, just know you'll be sitting on the side of your bed and you'll be hunched over. Okay? Your doula, myself, or your spouse can be in front of you. Your partner can be in front of you, just rubbing and trying to keep you calm. Urinary catheter. A catheter is just a tube inserted into your bladder to catch your urine. You gonna get one if you have an epidural, for the simple fact, after baby is born, sometimes they give it to you because you're paralyzed, basically, from the waist down. You cannot move. And that lasts for a few hours. Sometimes, depending on when you have baby, it'll last to the next day. Who want to be laid up in the bed after they had their baby child? Can't move, peeing in the bed. No. You do not have to have that, okay? Again, everybody praise the epidural. Oh, it's just wonderful. But if you have spoke to me, that you already know, 90% is mental, 10% is pain. Your mind is your boss. Your body is your worker, honey. So anything you put your mind to, you can do it. If you want to put your mind to having a natural, safe birth for you and your baby, guess what? That's what we're going to do, okay? Don't punk out on me. Don't get scared. Yeah, it's going to hurt. But hey, it's okay, because once that baby get here, all that pain you felt is going to be another thought in another world. Like, oh yeah, it did hurt, but guess what? My prize is so much better, so much better. And without getting an epidural, you can be up and moving around faster, versus with the epidural, you're in bed. Okay. Continuous external fetal monitoring. So that is just basically the straps that they're going to put on your belly. You're going to have 2 of them, one for baby, one for contractions. Okay, that's technology. Let me just tell you from experience, you cannot always trust them. This is proven facts. With my 3rd child, guess what? I was hooked up to that continuous external fetal monitoring, and guess what? It wasn't picking up my contractions. And guess what? They didn't believe I was in labor. I'm laying there hurting. Oh my God, I was hurting, child. And they did not believe me because they didn't listen. Because I didn't have a doula to educate me. I didn't have a doula to advocate for me. Hey, my client is in pain. Let's examine her. I didn't have anybody there. My spouse was there at the time. Guess what he was doing? You got it, watching football, child. Sitting there watching football, and I'm laying in the bed hurting. So yeah, those are not always accurate. And once you get to the hospital, the first 10, 15, even 20 minutes, if they want to put on just to check baby out, just to monitor your contractions to see what stage we're in, that's fine. I base your stages off you. If you're like having contractions, but you still on your phone texting, you still holding a good conversation with me, laughing, kiki kaha, having a good time, you're in your early stage, you're going to be okay. But once you start to progress, 2nd and 3rd stages, that talking going to cut back. You're going to be more in pain. I'm going to notice facial emotions and every expressions and your emotions and everything. So guess what? I know what stage you're in. So that's that. Internal contraction monitoring, they really don't do that, but it's when they insert something inside your vagina, they'll put it on the tip of the baby head. That's if they need to. Most times they're really not even using it. That's the internal fetal scalp monitoring as well. They'll put it on the baby scalp, literally a piece of wire, put it on your baby scalp to monitor. We're not wanting to go that route at all, okay? Breath holding, pushing. So that's just you holding your breath and trying to push. No, I'm going to be in your ear. Breathe. Okay, it's important. Even though if you notice, if you have pain, let's say you get a short stomach cramp, don't hold your breath, okay? Because holding your breath, guess what? You're not sending oxygen to your brain, and it makes the pain even worse than really better. So you're not doing yourself any type of service. You're actually doing yourself a disservice if you hold your breath. So let's make sure we're practicing breathing. Make sure you breathe, okay? And the last one I want to go over today is pushing in a supine position. That is laying on your back, missionary, trying to push that baby out. Who like missionary sex, honey? Unless you just tired. Nobody. So let's not push your baby out like that. Now, what we can do so many different techniques. That's a different video for a different day. But laying on your back, flat on your back, with me holding the leg, your partner holding the leg, nurses holding the leg. It's just, we need gravity to help baby come down, and we need our pelvis open, okay? Laying on your back, there's no gravity pulling baby down, and laying on your back, your pelvis is not expanding like it should. It's closed. But if you in a squatting position, guess what? You opening up, honey. If you're on your hands and knees, guess what? You're opening up. That's probably why men like hitting it from the back too, Jack. But anyway, that's a different video for a different day. So yeah, laying on your back, let's just go ahead and start thinking of different ways, different birthing ways you would like to give birth. Of course, I will be showing you a few as time permits for your birth. So that is it for today. I'm right at 20 minutes, so I don't want to take up much of your time, but I did want to do this video to inform you of those things. Now again, if there's anything I talked about that you're still unsure about, that you don't know about, let me know, okay? So we can make sure that we go over it together. And that's it for today. Love you always. Your Dope Doula Lisa.